We all love a hero who fights for freedom, but what happens when that freedom becomes a psychological cage? Most people think Eren Yeager chose to become a monster to save his friend. They are wrong. Today, we peel back the layers of mind fracture across the time. Stay with me because by the end of this video, I am going to reveal that one specific psychological trauma from Eren's childhood that made the rumbling not just a choice, but a biological inevitability. It isn't the death of his mother, it's something much darker. To understand the adult Eren, we must analyze the child. From age 9, Eren exhibited signs of oppositically defined disorder, but with a little twist. Unlike a normal child, Eren's sense of self was eternally dependent on existence of an enemy in psychology. We call this identity through conflict. If there was no wall to break or no titan to kill, who's Eren Yeager? He is nothing. This is why his rage felt infinite. Most of survivors trauma-seek peace. Eren sought a bigger case to break. When he joined the Survey Corps, he wasn't looking for an ocean. He was looking for a reason to justify the fire in his blood. This brings us to primary conjugative distortion, the dichotomous mindset. To Eren, the world is binary. You are either the predator or the prey. There is no middle ground, no diplomacy, and eventually no humanity. Everything changed when Eren touched the historian's hand. In that moment, Eren was diagnosed with what we might call temporal disassociation. Imagine your brain experiencing your birth, your first kiss, and your own death all at the same time. This is the ultimate psychological torture. Eren stopped being human and became a fixed point in the time. Clinically, this leads to a depersonalization. He began to talking himself in mirrors, fight. He wasn't motivating himself, he was trying to remind himself that he still existed. When you know the future, the present becomes a movie you have already seen. You lose empathy because everyone around you is already a ghost. This is why he could look Mikasa in the eye and tell her he hated her. It wasn't just a lie, it was the desperate attempt to sever the last thread of his own human guilt. Now I promise to reveal the one trauma that made the rumbling inevitable. Most fans point up to the day the wall fell, but the true psychological pivot happened earlier, the cabin in the mountains. When Eren saved Mikasa from the kidnappers, he didn't just kill two men, he erased them without a shred of hesitation. At 9 years of old, Eren didn't see humans, he saw pests. This is the pathological lack of inhibitory control. The rumbling didn't happen because Marley was mean. It happened because Eren Yeager was born with a psychological blueprint that equates life with a conflict. He didn't want to save the world. He wanted to reach the scenery world that was blank slate. He committed genocide not for his friends, but to satisfy childhood urge to see a world where nothing, not even other humans, could tell him no. This leads us to the ultimate irony, the slave to freedom. The final chapters, Eren admits he is a half-witted brat. This moment of profound narcissist collapse. He realized that for all of his power, he had the least free will of anyone he could slave to his own nature. In psychology, determinism suggests our actions are directed by past events. Eren is a liberated embodiment of his will. He chased freedom so hard that he turned himself into a tool of fate. He became the very thing. He hated a mindless titan following a path he couldn't change. He destroyed 80% of the world just to feel for one fleeting second the freedom he imagined as a child. So, is Eren Yeager a villain, or he is the world's most tragic victim of his own biology? He is a reminder that the pursuit of absolute freedom is in itself a form of madness. If you found this breakdown insightful, hit the subscribe button. And do not forget to like. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.